Have you ever looked at your dog and wondered, why is he afraid of something so ordinary? Maybe it's the sound of footsteps in the hallway, a bicycle passing by, a stranger saying hello, or even a harmless object your dog has seen before. Many owners assume their dog is simply nervous, or stubborn, or badly socialized. But fear is often much more complicated than that. And here's what surprises many people. A frightened dog doesn't always look frightened. Sometimes fear looks like barking, sometimes it looks like growling, sometimes it looks like complete silence. By the end of this video, you'll understand where canine fears really come from, why some dogs seem naturally more confident than others, and how to recognize the difference between a dog that's trying to protect you, one that's simply trying to feel safe. One of the biggest misunderstandings about dogs is believing that fear always looks obvious. People imagine a frightened dog hiding under a table, trembling, or refusing to move. And sometimes that's exactly what happens. But in many cases, fear appears in much quieter and more confusing ways. A dog may bark the moment someone walks past the front door. He may growl when another dog comes too close. He may suddenly freeze during a walk, avoid looking at something, or try to move away without making a sound. From the outside, these behaviors can seem like disobedience, stubbornness, or even aggression. But behavior always has a reason. For many dogs, these reactions aren't about trying to control the situation. They're an attempt to create enough distance to feel safe again. That's why understanding fear begins with looking beyond the behavior itself. Because what appears to be confidence on the outside may actually be uncertainty underneath. So, where does fear actually begin? There isn't just one answer. Every dog carries a different story. For some dogs, part of that story begins with genetics. Just as they can inherit differences in energy, confidence, or sociability, they may also inherit a tendency to be more cautious when facing unfamiliar situations. But genetics is only one piece of the picture. A dog's earliest experiences can shape that story long before adulthood. Even before birth, prolonged stress experienced by the mother may influence how her puppies respond to the world later in life. Then come the first months of exploration. Every new sound, every new person, every new place becomes another lesson about whether the world feels safe or unpredictable. And sometimes a single frightening moment leaves a lasting impression. A firework exploding nearby, a painful accident, an attack from another dog. For some dogs, experiences like these can change how they react to similar situations for years to come. In most cases, fear doesn't come from one single cause. It's the result of many different influences coming together to shape how a dog sees the world. Behavior experts have long emphasized that the earliest months of a puppy's life are a unique period of development. During this time, puppies are especially open to learning about the world around them. New people, new sounds, new places, and gentle experiences help shape what feels familiar and what feels uncertain later in life. The American Veterinary Society of Animal Behavior explains that this early socialization period plays a major role in helping puppies grow into confident adult dogs. That doesn't mean every puppy who misses perfect socialization will become fearful, and it doesn't mean every well socialized puppy will grow up fearless. Every dog is different. But positive experiences early in life can give many dogs a stronger foundation for handling unfamiliar situations with confidence, which is why fear isn't always something that suddenly appears in adulthood. Sometimes its roots reach much further back than owners ever realize. This is where many owners make the wrong assumption. A dog starts barking at a stranger, growling at another dog, or reacting loudly to an unexpected noise. And the first thought is often, my dog is becoming aggressive. But what if that's not what's happening at all? Fear and aggression are not the same thing. In fact, fear is one of the most common reasons dogs display aggressive looking behavior. For many dogs, barking or growling isn't an attempt to start a fight, it's an attempt to avoid one. The message is often surprisingly simple: I don't want to fight. I just don't know if you're safe. From the dog's perspective, creating distance may feel much safer than taking a risk. That's why these behaviors should never be judged by the sound alone. To understand what your dog is feeling, you have to look at the whole picture, because the same bark can come from confidence or from fear, and learning the difference changes everything. So, how can you tell the difference? Imagine you're out for a walk. Another dog appears at the end of the sidewalk. Before your dog barks, he slows down. His body becomes tense. He turns his head slightly away. His ears move back. His tail drops lower. And only then does the barking begin. Those small changes often tell the real story. A fearful dog usually isn't trying to move toward the problem. He's trying to create space. You may notice his weight shifting backward, a few cautious steps away, or brief moments of avoiding eye contact. An offensive dog typically does the opposite. The body moves forward. The distance becomes smaller. The dog's goal is to approach. A fearful dog is usually hoping for the opposite. He wants the scary thing to go away, so he doesn't have to get any closer. Once you begin watching the body instead of listening only to the bark, your dog's emotions often become much easier to understand. This is also where many well-meaning owners accidentally make fear worse. When a dog barks or backs away, the natural reaction is often to encourage him forward. It's okay. Come on. There's nothing to be afraid of. The intention is kind. But fear doesn't disappear because someone tells us it isn't real. If a dog feels trapped, forced closer, or unable to move away, his fear may become even stronger. Real confidence usually doesn't come from pressure. It grows when a dog discovers that he has time to observe, space to think, and the chance to realize that nothing bad happens. Feeling safe cannot be forced. It has to be experienced. And sometimes the greatest help we can give a frightened dog isn't asking for bravery. It's giving him enough security to find it on his own. Perhaps that's the biggest lesson fear can teach us. Fear isn't the opposite of a good dog. It's simply part of being alive. A frightened dog isn't trying to be difficult. He isn't trying to embarrass you, challenge you, or make your life harder. He's trying to understand whether the world around him is safe. And every calm response you give, every bit of patience, every moment you allow him to observe instead of forcing him forward, becomes part of that answer. Some fears fade quickly, others take much longer. But trust grows one experience at a time. The goal isn't to create a dog who is never afraid. The goal is to help your dog believe that he doesn't have to face those moments alone. Because once you begin seeing fear for what it really is, you stop asking, why is my dog acting like this? And you start asking a much more important question. What does my dog need to feel safe right now? Very often, that's the question that changes everything.